Today we're going to bring in the Facecam from Elgato. It's another camera that's 1080. It's not 4K, but it has some features that are pretty unique in here, and we're going to take a look at them. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, guys, look at this. Camera's a little bulky. Has a Type C, 5 volts in the back. All right. It comes with its own clip for the actual monitor. So you got that little clip in here. Rotates many degrees. You could take it off and maybe put it on a tripod too, if it's possible. You can do that. You could take this off completely. I like that it comes with the lens clamp. They give you the book and they give you a long cable, probably 10 feet cable. So it's Type C connection to regular Type A. You can see you plug it in and then you just adjust it. So let's go ahead and record and see how well it works. And we're going to test out the microphone too on it. So let's go ahead and give it a try. We're going to start a firmware update on the actual camera itself. So camera automatically turns off until it completes the firmware. And this is mandatory if you're going to start adding more features to it. You want the camera to get the best resolution. So, all right. So let's take a look at some of the details that the Facecam has, Elgato Facecam. You can see it a little crisp. You can actually see the difference between the chip itself. So right now I don't have too much lighting in here. There's actually natural light and one light bulb that's pretty far off right now. We have all these things, all these settings in the back here. So if you guys can see the zoom, Elgato, which input do you want to do? So if you have multiple cameras, you can actually work with the same thing, but be cautious because they might not be compatible with this software. It's only made for Facecam. So on this thing in here, if you guys can see, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more and we can actually zoom into my face, but then you start seeing the pixelation and so forth. So you can see the quality of it. It's 1080, but it's trying to capture and fix itself. And there's a lot of details. I know I need shaving. Contrast, you can mess around with the contrast itself, you know, make it darker, better. It's up to you. Right now we had it at 30, so we're gonna have it at 55. Let's see saturation, and you can see the saturation. So we're gonna keep it at 55. How it was, 50's fine. Sharpness, we're gonna lower it down to make it a little blurry. Sharpen it. Oh, that's, if you guys can see the difference on the sharpness, that's kind of crazy how it captures everything. So we're gonna keep it low, like, you know, just in between, somewhere around there. Automatic, you know, exposure, we set it up. We could change this, and this is pretty much without the automatic. So it darkens the whole entire room, of course, when you want to make sure you want to capture it automatically. There's different settings on this one. It's actually metering. You could have center, weighted, and average. That's pretty much what you have. Let me see on this one. We could change. Oh, wow. Look at that one. You can make it bright as daylight or dark as the same thing. This is the exposure where it was. White balance. Let's turn it off. Let's see how it looks. And you can see the colors. They're pretty like a yellow pinkish color. So I'm going to put automatically on. Noise reduction. That's pretty much, you can see the blurriness on it when I actually do it. Look at my eyebrows right here. Like you can tell right there. When I turn it off, it's blurry. When I turn it on, it's blurry. When I turn it off, it's not blurry. Right now we're at 60 hertz. We can change it to 50 hertz, but that's the movement. When you move around, that's when you can actually tell the line. So far, this is all the settings that we have in here included. There's much more, of course. There's right now, it's tracking my eyes, but you could actually do square, you know, and you could do mirror. So say you want to flip or you want to show some information over to the other side, you can do that. This is how it's supposed to be look like, because right now my room looks like if it's on my side, but in reality, this is the thing that they're supposed to be looking at in one way or another. So this is the way you want to set it up. So when whoever you're going to be talking to or announcing to or presenting to, this is the way you want to make sure your letters actually look correct on that side. So the only distraction is this light that's going to come in right here. And I do have a lot of light. And if I let it in, it kind of exposes it a lot more. But I like the way it works. I like all the details. I like the stuff that it does. You could save it, and then of course you could filter things, you could change, you could update firmware, restore factory reset, and in fact we're going to restore factory reset. It does that, and without the mirror part. So we're just going to eye track it. and turn it off. We're going to turn it back on. So we're going to keep the mirror part. I like the mirror part. I'm going to keep it going. So far, you can see the actual mic here right next to me. It's not, it doesn't relate on, if I put my hand in here, it doesn't do the focusing out or anything like that. It's pretty much like the GoPro kind of thing. They kind of focus all in once and you get what it is, but it doesn't know the depth that much. If you guys can see, it doesn't, it sees it clear as the back of it. So not bad. So I hope you guys enjoyed the little demo I've done on this software. All right, I use NVIDIA broadcast with the actual Facecam. So we're going to show you a couple things. Of course, you can use it for your microphone, speakers, and so forth, but we're going to go to the camera. And if you guys can see, this is the actual camera. You could change the frames per second to also, it gives you access to change certain things on your camera in here. So we have it at a maximum resolution, 1920 by 1080, 60 frames per second. We're fine with that. Right now, we're going to change a couple things. So we're going to do background blur, and basically you just turn it on and it kind of gets rid of the complete background. So it does the same thing as Zoom, as other programs, and of course Teams. You know, you can do this on that. But if you notice, it doesn't use too much of the GPU or CPU. It uses the actual camera input, the chip that it has built in. So it'll save you some more resources on it. So we're going to continue on with removing stuff. Like we can remove the background, you know, replace the background, put your own background in the background. Background removal completely. This is what I use when I am actually streaming. I don't want anything to be in the background. I use this feature a lot, so it kind of cuts me out, and it's one of the best programs I use. And of course, you know, if you move your elbows and stuff, it's not going to recognize too much of the corners, but you can move your head and it recognizes your head really accurate how it is. It's actually a lot better than some of the green screens that are out there. So I like this feature a lot. I use this for all my streams. Now here's noise removal. Of course, you know, it's basically, it just removes a couple of the blurriness and stuff like that. And this removes the effects, of course, and it goes into auto, of course. One of the best things I like is I always keep it on blurriness or background replacement, or like I said, I always go into the background removal. This is probably one of my favorite features of all. I do attempt to actually use this throughout my streams, and this combined with the camera and the software, it's pretty good combination. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. 99.6 of you are not subscribers in my channel. I hope that the content helps you out and that you find it very useful, and I hope you hit the like and subscribe.